Hello, wonderful people. Pearl Watts made a shocking statement during her live session of recent, and since then, the internet has been hitting. Before I continue, please, if this is your first time here, do well to hit the subscribe button below and give this video a thumbs up. So guys, Pearl really sat on her live stream and said, screen chemistry is just a job. Like, girl, we know what you're doing. She's basically trying to tell us that Maurice and Sonia's whole vibe is fake, which is wild because nobody even asked her opinion in the first place. It's giving jealous energy. Honestly, like, why are you so pressed about two people's connection if it doesn't affect you? The way she dropped that line so casually too, like she wasn't trying to stir the pot. Please, we all saw through it, and the timing of it all makes it even more suspicious, right? Like, she waited until Maurice Sonia was trending everywhere before she decided to share her little professional insight. It's almost like she needed that moment to insert herself into the conversation. The fans weren't even talking about her, but suddenly she's got opinions about other people's chemistry. Make it make sense. You can't convince me this wasn't calculated to get attention and maybe throw some doubt into people's minds about what Maurice and Sonia have going on. Then Pearl had the audacity to hint at if only fans knew what really happens on set. And I'm like, ma'am, what are you implying exactly? She wants us to believe that Maurice Sonia is just some calculated marketing stunt, like the entire relationship is scripted for views. The problem is, she never actually gives us proof, just these vague little comments that make people speculate. It's the oldest trick in the book, man's doubts without saying anything concrete, so you can deny it later. Very strategic, very messy. What gets me is how she says it with that knowing smile, like she's holding on to some big secret that would blow everyone's mind if she revealed it. But here's the thing, if you really had the tea, you'd spill it, right? Instead, she's just dropping breadcrumbs and letting people's imaginations run wild. That's not exposing anything, that's just creating drama out of thin air. And her followers eat it up because they want to believe there's some big conspiracy happening behind the scenes when really maybe two people just genuinely vibe together. Pearl literally said she's too mature for ship names and fan-made stories, and that was a direct attack on the Maurice Sonia tag. Like, bestie, you're on social media talking about other people's business. How mature is that really? She's acting like being invested in on-screen couples makes you childish, which is rich coming from someone who clearly pays attention to every single thing they do. The irony is not lost on us. You can't claim you're above it while simultaneously commenting on it every chance you get. That's like saying you don't care about something while writing a whole dissertation about why you don't care. It doesn't add up. If you were truly mature and unbothered, you wouldn't even acknowledge the ship names or the fan stories. You just keep scrolling and focus on your own content. But no, she had to make sure everyone knew she thinks it's beneath her, which honestly just shows how much it actually bothers her. The lady dog protests too much, you know what I mean? Here's what I love though, Sonia doesn't even engage with the drama. Bloggers are calling it classy boss behavior. And honestly, they're right. While Pearl is out here sowing shade, Sonia is just working, making films, staying in her lane. That silence hits different because it shows she doesn't need to defend herself or prove anything to anyone. It's that confident energy that makes people respect her even more. Sometimes not responding is the response. Think about it. When someone is secure in who they are and what they have, they don't feel the need to clap back at every little comment or subliminal. Sonia could easily go online and address Pearl's remarks. She could start a whole back and forth, but she chooses not to. And that choice speaks volumes about her character and her priorities. She's focused on her craft, on building her empire, on creating quality content. The drama is just background noise to her, and that's exactly how you maintain your peace and your reputation in this industry. The way people market Sonia's work is genius, actually. They're not selling it like typical YouTube content. They're framing it as this serious, prestige filmmaking that you should support. So fans don't feel like they're just watching videos. They feel like they're backing a legitimate mogul building an empire. It's smart because it separates her from the drama and the pettiness. Her brand becomes about the work, not the noise. That's how you build longevity. When you position yourself as someone creating art rather than just content, people treat you differently. They see value in what you're doing beyond just entertainment. It's like the difference between watching a blockbuster movie and watching a critically acclaimed film. Both can be good, but one carries a certain weight and respect. Sonia's team understood that distinction and ran with it. They're making her fans feel like they're part of something bigger, something important, something that matters in the long run. That's powerful marketing right there. Even with all her success, there's this whole narrative that Sonia is underrated and doesn't get the recognition she deserves from big awards. And you know what that does? It makes fans feel protective of her, like they need to show up with massive view counts and engagement to prove everyone else wrong. It's the underdog story that never ends, even when she's clearly winning. People love rooting for someone they think is being slept on. There's something about supporting the person who you believe deserves more that makes fans feel personally invested in their success. It's not just about liking their work anymore. It becomes a mission to make sure they get their flowers. And Sonia's situation fits into that perfectly, because despite her obvious talent and the quality of her productions, there's always the sense that the mainstream industry isn't giving her the props she's earned. So her fans become her award committee, her validation, her proof that she matters. It's actually beautiful how that relationship works. What Pearl started is basically this endless debate about whether Maurice is real or manufactured. And here's the thing, does it even matter at this point? People are invested either way. Some fans believe it's genuine, others think it's strategic, but both groups are watching, commenting, supporting. Pearl thought she was exposing something, but all she did was create more buzz around them. Sometimes the controversy just adds fuel to the fire, because now you've got one camp passionately defending the authenticity of Maurice and Sonia's connection, gathering evidence, pointing out moments that prove it's real. Then you've got another camp analyzing everything through a business lens, talking about marketing strategies and publicity tactics. Both sides are engaged. Both sides are creating content about Maurice. Both sides are keeping their names trending. Pearl inadvertently became their biggest promoter by trying to tear them down. The discourse she started guaranteed that people who might not have paid attention before are now curious and tuning in to see what all the fuss is about. When Pearl threw those subliminals, she accidentally activated Sonia's entire fan base. Because now they're not just casual supporters, they're defenders. They're out here writing essays about why Maurice is real, compiling evidence, shutting down haters. Pearl basically turned a regular fandom into a protective army. That's what happens when you try to tear someone down, but their people rally harder. Strategic mistake on her part, honestly. Before Pearl's comments, fans were just enjoying the content and supporting Sonia in their normal way. But the moment someone came for her, especially with those sneaky indirect shots, the energy completely shifted. Now you've got fans who are organized, vocal, and ready to fight in the comment section of any post that tries to discredit Sonia or Maurice. They're creating hashtags, they're trending topics, they're making sure everyone knows they've got Sonia's back. Pearl thought she was being slick, but she actually just strengthened the bond between Sonia and her supporters. That's the power of loyalty right there. Fans keep saying you can't fake the kind of chemistry Maurice and Sonia have, and I kind of agree. Like, yes, they're actors, but there's a difference between acting romantic for a scene and the natural ease they have together, off-camera too. Pearl can say it's just a job, all she wants, but people aren't stupid in idea when something feels. That's why the Maurice tag keeps growing despite the shade. You watch them in interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, candid moments, and there's this genuine comfort and connection that comes through. It's in the way they laugh at each other's jokes, the way they communicate without words sometimes, the small gestures that you can't really script or rehearse. Professional chemistry is one thing, but what Maurice and Sonia display goes beyond that. Fans have watched enough on-screen pairings to know the difference between actors doing their job well and actors who actually enjoy each other's company. The authenticity shines through, and that's what keeps people invested and believing in them. Sonia is playing the long game while Pearl is playing checkers. Pearl gets temporary attention from drama, but Sonia is building an actual legacy. The classy boss behavior, the prestige branding, the loyal fan base, that's sustainable. Drama fades, quality work doesn't. So while Pearl is busy hinting and shading, Sonia is stacking wings and letting her success speak for itself. That's the real difference between them, and people are catching on. You see, in this industry, you can choose to be known for the noise you make or the work you produce. Pearl chose noise, Sonia chose substance. 5 years from now, people will remember Sonia's films, her impact, the empire she built from the ground up. Pearl's shade will be a forgotten footnote in some old drama that nobody cares about anymore. That's the thing about playing the long game. It requires patience, discipline, and confidence in your own value. Sonia has all three. And that's why she's winning even